But in what sense is Condoleezza Rice a house slave simply because she works for a right-wing administration?
Well, the reference to being a house slave meant that you had opportunity once you were inside the master's house to be able to influence the master and what he did.
But doesn't she
And
do
some
that?
slaves took advantage to do that. Others took advantage of being in the master's house to fulfill the master's wishes and to even become oppressive in their own applications. Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell served Bush because they believe as he does. They embrace his ideology. They embrace his imperial appetite. They are lackeys and tools of that. And my reference to them as failed house slaves meant that they were not the masters of their own destiny, although they had the choice to be and didn't choose to use it.
Condoleezza Rice said, "I don't need Harry Belafonte to tell me what it's like to be black." Is that a fair retort?
Oh, she certainly has the right to say what she does, but I think most of black America will disagree. She needs somebody to tell her about her blackness and the abuse of it.
Whatever you say about President Bush, whatever you say about Iraq and all the things that I've got no doubt you think he's done very, very badly wrong, what he has done is put black people in genuine positions of power. You can't doubt his good intentions and his attitudes towards black people or Hispanic people. He puts them there with power.
He puts them there in the service of power. They are really quite powerless.
Condoleezza Rice, the maker of foreign policy in the United States of America.
Powerless. As an extension of George W. Bush, she is revered nowhere. She has influence over a nothingness. She does not move the international mind or heart to any persuasion that would make us assume that America is getting along in the world. None of these men and women have made a difference for any human good and any human service.
Why can't you have right-wing black people? We
do.
I know you do.
And they've sold out our humanity, is what we say. We most certainly do have right-wing conservative black people who will sell you out in a minute. We're capitalists. They say so quite openly. And they have no regard for race, you know. I pulled myself out of that mess. You do the same for yourself. They have no regard for humanity.
You've called President Bush the worst tyrant. Do you stand by that?
Well, I would have to retreat a wee bit from that remark. Only because since I have not met all the tyrants of the world, I had no basis on which to be able to call him the greatest tyrant. But I insist that he is certainly a great front-runner and still a great candidate.
Worse than Castro, who in, 40 years
worse.
Has never put himself up for election?
Infinitely worse.
Who puts people in jail?
Infinitely worse.
Why?
Because he's a pretender to democracy. Castro isn't.
Why does the left not have much difficulty with Castro, but has a great deal of difficulty with Bush? What's going on? You have one man who is a tyrant, a military leader, whose people flee to other lands across the sea, who never puts himself up for election, and you have President Bush, who's in a system who stands for election every 4 years. What is it about the left that you like Castro, but you don't like Bush? What's going on?
I think to try to equate him as you would a Hitler, or even a Stalin, or even a George W. Bush is a little stretch of historical imagery here.